Hey everybody, it's your boy Pee Wee back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the manhwa The Peaceful Life of a Maid Who Hides Her Power and Enjoys It. Um, a quick synopsis of the video of the comic is that, our main character, she was basically the hero Ander, who was seen as this like great swordsman who ended up dying in the Great War that happened, and um, basically she wakes up 4 years later in the body of this woman here. Basically, when she wakes up, sorry, I had a hair in my eye. She wakes up and she goes to seek like a job, as a maid, and then so she has to answer this like questionnaire stuff about like what kind of employer she wants, what kind of place she wants to work at, and so she ends up going to this place called the Weatherwood House. Essentially, the main rule of the house is simply don't enter the master's bedroom, like the head of the house's bedroom. Basically, he never leaves it, and her job is to basically just handle all the maid duties that she is responsible for, like sweeping around, watering the flower beds. The duties of like a normal maid would usually have. Just taking care of everything. And so basically, she's just instructed to, if anyone comes looking for the head of the house, basically just say he's away, because essentially they're just not supposed to bother him. But the comic starts out with our main character already in her maid job. We have these like nobles who come here trying to get an audience with the head of the house, and since like she's not supposed to like let anybody see him, not anybody like bother him, basically just keeps coming up with all these excuses and stuff until they get upset, and then we see her like utilize some of her power. Like she was a former hero, so although her body might not be the same body, all of her like instincts and like her like most of her ability is still there. So we get this fight scene in the first chapter, seeing how nonchalant she is. Basically she has no filter either when it comes to like her thoughts or anything. She's like, "You want me to chop off their heads too and hang them out there as a warning?" Like, there is like a funny comedic aspect to her behavior and how she acts, on top of being how like serious, she is. We find out soon early that we don't get all the details. Like, we don't even get like the description says she's like a great swordsman in her former life who was pretending to be like her dead younger brother. Um, but we don't even in like the first few chapters, like we don't get any of that. Like we get like bits and pieces of like things that we probably will get down the road. Like there's these like three objects, or these like certain objects she has to find within the next 3 years or she's dead. But that's all the elaboration we get on that front. So there's like bits and pieces that we get over these early chapters that I'm assuming will be explained to us down the line, along with her backstory. But essentially, that's what it like. We get the by the end of the third chapter, there's this assassin that goes after her. We find out that like the previous maids before her have pretty much just been killed, because the spies want like the maids to like report like about everything about the head of the household. But she basically just like captures him, giving who she is and what she like her skills. And by the end of the third chapter, I assume we're meeting who I assume is going to be the third, well, not the like the third person in the house, because there's only three workers. There's the head maid, there's our main character, and then this is the gardener slash chef, who is I'm assuming is going to be the male lead, given he is on the cover art, and as well as he also has this like feel to him that he's not just a gardener or chef. Like there's definitely something um, else to it. So like this mysterious vibe. But we get introduced to our male lead at the end of the third chapter, and essentially from there on, I assume we're going to see how their relationship develops. These three people basically run this household, while the master of the head basically just resides in his room. So we'll probably get more information on that front as well. But ultimately, it seems like a rather interesting comic. I am excited to see where it goes. The art looks really good, I will say. It is beautiful art, the art style. Uh, and it's funny, it has these like comedic panel lookings, and I like her character and how she acts. So I look forward to where this comic goes. And yeah, that's pretty much just what I wanted to talk about today. Was to introduce you guys to a new comic if you haven't seen it. But that'll be it for this video. I'll have a review of the Legendary Heroes and Academy's Honor Student coming next after this video, so probably on Sunday. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.